The evening was warm and golden in Lagos, Nigeria. Under the sprawling mango tree in the backyard of the Okoye mansion, laughter filled the air. Amara and Nkechi Okoye, twin sisters, sat with their husbands, Chukwudi and Emeka, and their beloved father figure, Chief Obi Okoye. Their children, Kamsi and Ades, chased fireflies in the grass, their giggles blending with the hum of cicadas. It was a moment of peace, hard-earned after years of struggle. Amara's phone buzzed. She glanced at it, still smiling, but her face froze. The laughter stopped. Nkechi leaned closer. "Amara, what's wrong?" Chief Obi's eyes narrowed. "Is everything all right, my dear?" Chukwudi stood, voice tense. "Babe, you're scaring me." Amara's voice cracked. "She's out." She turned the phone to show a single message. "Get ready for my return. You, your sister, and your so-called father will pay for what you did to me." The air grew heavy. Emeka's jaw tightened. Zainab from prison. Nkechi's hand flew to her chest. She escaped. Chief Obi stood, his voice like thunder. "How could they let that monster out?" Amara whispered, "She's coming for us." Zainab, bellow. A woman who once tried to destroy the Okoye family, had been their nightmare. Years ago, her jealousy over Chief Obi's wealth, and his adoption of Amara and Nkechi to orphaned girls he found starving under a bridge in Oshodi, drove her to sabotage his business and frame the sisters. Her arrest had brought peace, until now. Chief Obi pulled out his phone. "Double the security. Lock every gate. I want this house under surveillance by tonight." The sisters clung to their husbands, fear settling like dust. Days passed. Guards patrolled the mansion. CCTV cameras watched every corner. Dogs roamed at night. Slowly, the family relaxed. Kamsi and Adi's laughter returned. Amara and Nkechi resumed work at the Okoye Foundation, aiding Lagos' poorest. Chief Obi planned his 80th birthday with a smile. Then Zainab struck. In the dead of night, a soft tap-tap woke Amara. A shadow loomed in her room, a tall woman in a black kaftan, eyes burning. Outside, a black van waited. The guards lay unconscious, drugged. "Get in," one of Zainab's men shouted. Amara and Chukwudi obeyed, the van speeding into the night. At dawn, Nkechi and Emeka woke to frantic knocks. A guard stammered, "We can't find Amara and Chukwudi." Nkechi ran to her sister's room, empty, except for Kamsi sleeping in his cot. She screamed. Chief Obi burst in, robe flapping. "Not again," he growled. "Not my daughters." In an abandoned warehouse, Amara and Chukwudi sat tied to chairs. "Obi chose you over me." Amara's voice was steady. "Zainab, you can still walk away." Zainab screamed, "Shut up." She waved her phone. "Obi will transfer everything, his wealth, his company's all. You're dead." Back at the mansion, Zainab's call came through. 3 hours. "Obi, transfer it all, or they die." Chief Obi's voice was calm. "Send the account details." He signaled his security chief. "Trace the call." The tech team pinpointed the warehouse, owned by Alhaji Musa, Zainab's ally. 3 hours later, Zainab grew impatient. "Last chance." Chief Obi's voice crackled through. Smoke billowed, and armed police stormed in. "Hands up." Zainab fired at Amara, but Amara ducked, the bullet hitting the wall. At dawn, Amara and Chukwudi returned, bruised but alive. Nkechi sobbed, hugging her sister. Chief Obi embraced them, tears in his eyes. 2 weeks later, the execution was carried out. Amara and Nkechi sat quietly, holding their children. "It's over," they whispered. Chief Obi's 80th birthday arrived, a day to heal. The mansion sparkled with white and gold decor. Chefs prepared egusi soup, pounded yam, and peppered snails. Guests, governors, musicians, even a former president filled the garden. Amara and Nkechi, in shimmering Ankara gowns, took the stage. Amara spoke first. "You know Chief Obi Okoye as a billionaire, a philanthropist." Nkechi continued, "But we know him as Dad." The crowd hushed. "2 girls, starving under a bridge," Amara said. "He pretended to be a beggar, and we gave him our only food." Nkechi's voice broke. "Our mother taught us kindness, even when you have nothing." Amara turned to Chief Obi. "You lost your wife, your sons, yet you opened your heart to us." Double quotes together, they said, "We love you, Dad." The crowd erupted, tears flowing. Chief Obi climbed the stage, hugging his daughters, crying openly for the first time. Then, an old man in a white agbada stepped forward, Alhaji Idris, a former ally of Zainab. I funded her, he confessed. I hated Obi, but I was wrong. I'm ready to face justice. The crowd clapped, not for him, but for truth prevailing. That night, under the mango tree, the family sat together. You gave us each other, Nkechi said. Chief Obi smiled, but his phone buzzed. His face fell. It's not over, he whispered, showing a message. You thought Zainab was the threat. The circle isn't done. The next morning, Chief Obi met with his team, including Tund, a sharp expert. The circle, Obi explained, is a cabal of elite businessmen. Zainab was their pawn. They want my legacy, my daughter's gone. Tund's plan was clear. Go dark, protect the family, and dismantle the circle. Trouble came fast. The Okoye Foundation's office burned down. False court orders froze Obi's accounts. Lies spread that Amara and Nkechi were frauds. But the sisters fought back, releasing Zainab's taped confessions and adoption records. Chief Obi went live, his voice steady. These girls saved me when they shared their only meal. Come for me, circle, but you'll never touch my daughters. Ton's team hacked the circle's accounts, exposing their leader, Chief Adebayo. Arrests followed. By month's end, 11 kingpins were jailed. The Okoye legacy was secured in a family trust under the Ade's Okoye Foundation. On Kamsi and Adi's first birthdays, Lagos celebrated with fireworks and a presidential visit praising Amara and Nkechi. Under the mango tree, Chief Obi sat with his daughters. Nkechi smiled. Remember when you told us not to say where we came from? Obi nodded. Amara leaned on his shoulder. Now we know we came from kindness. Their story wasn't about revenge but love. 2 orphans shared a meal and gained a family. True wealth isn't money, it's who sits at your table. The sun dipped low, casting long shadows across the Okoye mansion's garden. Amara and Nkechi sat with Chief Obi under the mango tree, their children, Kamsi and Ades, napping in their laps. The air was thick with the scent of jasmine and the faint hum of Lagos traffic beyond the estate walls. Chief Obi's words lingered. It's not over. The message from the circular shadowy cabal of elite businessmen had shattered the fragile peace. Amara broke the silence. Who are they, Dad? The circle, what do they want with us? Her voice was steady, but her grip on Kamsi tightened. Chief Obi sighed, his eyes tracing the horizon. They're ghosts from my past. Powerful men bankers, oil barons, politicians who control Nigeria's underbelly. I crossed them decades ago when I refused to join their schemes. They used Zainab to weaken me, but now they're coming directly. Nkechi's brow furrowed. Why now? After all we've been through. Because of you, Obi said, his voice soft but firm. You and Amara are my heirs. The Okoye Foundation, my companies, my wealth, it's all yours. They fear you'll use it to challenge their power, to lift the poor, to expose their corruption. Emeka, Nkechi's husband, stepped closer, his face grim. So, they want to erase the girls to protect their empire. Chukwudi, Amara's husband, nodded. And they'll stop at nothing. Chief Obi stood, leaning on his ebony cane. They won't touch my family. Not while I breathe. He turned to Tund, the ex-soldier turned strategist, who had joined them silently. What's our next move? Tund's eyes gleamed with focus. The circle thrives in the shadows. We drag them into the light. I've got a leader whistleblower, someone inside their ranks, but we need to move fast. That night, the mansion became a war room. Tund's team set up encrypted laptops, mapping the circle's network. Amara and Nkechi pored over financial records, tracing shell companies linked to Chief Adebayo, the circle's leader now behind bars. But Adebayo was just one head of the Hydra. Others remained faceless, ruthless. At 2 a.m. Ton's phone pinged. The whistleblower, a former aide to a circle member, had sent a cryptic message. Meet me at Apapa Docks, Warehouse 17, midnight tomorrow. Come alone. Tund showed it to Chief Obi. It's a risk, but it's our best shot. Amara crossed her arms. You're not going alone. We're in this together. Nkechi nodded. We've faced Zainab. We can face this. Chief Obi hesitated, then relented. Fine, but you stay with Tund's men. No heroics. The next night, under a moonless sky, Tund led a small team to Apapa Docks. Amara and Nkechi waited in an armored SUV, hearts pounding. The docks were a maze of rusted containers and flickering sodium lights. Warehouse 17 loomed, its metal doors creaking in the breeze. Tund slipped inside, his gun holstered but ready. Minutes dragged like hours. Then, a figure emerged from the shadows, a wiry man in a faded agbada, clutching a flash drive. "I'm Delhi," he whispered. "I worked for Senator Okoro, a circle leader. This has names, accounts, everything. But they're watching me." Before Tund could respond, headlights flared, tires screeched. 3 black jeeps roared toward the warehouse. "Ambush!" Tund shouted, shoving Delhi behind a crate. Gunfire erupted, bullets pinging off metal. Amara and Enkachi ducked in the SUV as Tund's men returned fire. Tund grabbed Dealey and sprinted for the vehicle. "Go! Go!" he yelled. The driver floored it, weaving through the docks as the jeeps pursued. A bullet shattered the rear window, and Enkachi screamed, shielding Amara. Tund fired back, his shots precise. 1 jeep swerved, crashing into a container. They lost the pursuers in the chaos of Lagos streets, pulling into a safe house in Sula. Delhi, trembling, handed over the flash drive. "Okoro's planning something big," he said. "A takeover of your foundation's assets. They've bribed judges, police, everyone." Back at the mansion, Tund's tech team cracked the drive. It was a goldmine. Emails, bank transfers, and a list of circle members, including Senator Okoro, a telecoms mogul named Madam Ijiro, and a police chief, AIG Bello. But the most chilling file was a plan labeled Operation Eclipse, a plot to kidnap Amara and Enkachi's children and force Chief Obi to surrender his empire. Amara's blood ran cold. "They're targeting Kamsi and Adaeus." Enkachi clutched her sister's hand. "We can't let them near our babies." Chief Obi's voice was steel. "They won't. We end this now." He turned to Tund. "Leak the files to the press. Every newspaper, every blog. Let the world see the circles rot." By dawn, Lagos was ablaze with headlines. "Secret cabal exposed." "Screamed punch." "Okoi family, targeted by elite conspiracy," blared Vanguard. Social media erupted, with hashtag Justice for OKOYE trending. Protests swelled outside Senator Okoro's mansion. Madame Igiro's offices were raided. AIG Bello fled, only to be arrested at the airport. But the circle fought back. A smear campaign flooded X, claiming Chief Obi was a fraud who faked his philanthropy. Fake documents surfaced, alleging Amara and Enkachi were gold diggers. The sisters' phones buzzed with death threats. One night, a Molotov cocktail landed in the mansion's courtyard, shattering the peace. Enkachi broke down, sobbing in Emeka's arms. "Why won't they stop?" Amara, though shaken, clenched her fists. "Because we're winning. They're desperate." Chief Obi gathered the family. "We've been through fire before," he said, his voice steady. "When I found you under that bridge, you gave me your last meal. That kindness saved me. Now, we save each other." Inspired, Amara and Enkachi took to the airwaves. On a live Arise TV broadcast, they shared their story, orphans who rose from nothing, adopted by a man who saw their worth. "The circle wants to silence us," Amara said, her Ankora head wrap gleaming under the studio lights. "But we're not just Chief Obi's daughters, we're Nigeria's daughters, and we won't bow." Enkachi held up a photo of Kamsi and Ades. "These are our children. The circle wants to hurt them to control us. Help us fight back." The nation rallied. Market women in Oshodi marched. Students at Unilag held vigils. The Okoi Foundation's donors pledged millions to rebuild. Tund's team struck the final blow. Using Delhi's intel, they traced the circle's last stronghold, a private island off Lagos, owned by Madame Ugiro. In a daring raid, EFCC operatives, backed by Tund's men, stormed the island. Ijiro and her lieutenants were arrested, their files seized. Operation Eclipse collapsed. 6 months later, calm returned. The circle's leaders were in prison, their assets frozen. The Okoi Foundation rebuilt its Abuja office, now a gleaming hub for education and healthcare. Amara and Enkachi launched a scholarship for orphans, named after their late mother, Ifema, who taught them kindness. On a quiet Sunday, the family gathered under the mango tree. Chief Obi, now frailer but content, watched Kamsi and Ades play. Amara leaned against Chukwudi while Enkachi braided Ade's hair. Emeka strummed a guitar, humming a Yoruba lullaby. Chief Obi broke the silence. "I was a broken man when I met you, lost my wife, my sons. You gave me purpose." He smiled at Amara and Enkachi. "You called me dad, but you're the ones who saved me." Amara's eyes glistened. "We were just kids sharing bread. You gave us a future," Enkachi added, and now we're building one for others. As the sun set, casting Lagos in a warm glow, Chief Obi raised his glass of palm wine. To family, to kindness. They clinked glasses, laughter mingling with the rustle of leaves. But in the distance, a phone buzzed. Toond glanced at it, his face tightening. A single message. You took down the circle, but the game isn't over. Watch your back. The shadow. Chief Obi caught Tun's look, but said nothing. He squeezed his daughter's hands. Whatever came next, they'd face it together. The Lagos night was alive with the distant hum of generators and the soft croak of frogs. Under the mango tree, the Okoye family's laughter faded as Tun's phone glowed with the ominous message. You took down the circle, but the game isn't over. Watch your back. The shadow. Chief Obi's eyes met Tun's, a silent understanding passing between them. Amara and Nkechi, sensing the shift, stood closer to their husbands, Chukwudi and Emeka. The children, Kamsi and Ades, slept peacefully in their arms, unaware of the storm brewing. Who's the shadow? Nkechi asked, her voice low but firm, her braids catching the moonlight. Tund pocketed his phone, his jaw tight. Could be a remnant of the circle. Could be someone new. Whoever they are, they're bold to taunt us after the arrests. Chief Obi's voice was steady, but his grip on his cane betrayed his unease. We've fought shadows before. We'll do it again. But this time, we protect the children first. He looked at Amara and Nkechi. You're my heart. Kamsi and Ades are my future. No one touches them. Amara nodded, her Ankara dress rustling as she shifted Kamsi's weight. We need answers. Tund, where do we start? Tund's eyes gleamed with resolve. The message came from a burner phone, but my team's tracing its signal. We'll dig into the circle's old contacts. Someone knows something. For now, we tighten security and keep the kids out of sight. The next morning, the mansion was a fortress. Armed guards patrolled the perimeter, their boots crunching on gravel. Drones buzzed overhead, scanning for intruders. Amara and Nkechi moved Kamsi and Ades to a secure wing, where their laughter echoed against bulletproof glass. Chief Obi met with his inner circle Tund, his lawyers, and a new ally, Dr. Funmi Adeyemi, a cybersecurity expert who'd helped expose the circle's offshore accounts. Funmi, a sharp-witted woman with a shaved head and gold hoop earrings, tapped her laptop. The Shadow's message was routed through a server in Port Harcourt. I've found encrypted chatter on dark web forums. Someone's hiring mercenaries. They're targeting the Okoye Foundation's upcoming gala. The gala, set for next week, was meant to celebrate the Foundation's rebuilt Abuja office and launch the IFEMA Scholarship for Orphans. Governors, Nollywood stars, and international donors were expected. Cancelling wasn't an option. It would signal weakness. Emeka frowned, adjusting his agbada. So, the Shadow wants to hit us in public. Make a spectacle. Exactly, Funmi said. They want to scare your supporters and ruin your credibility. But we can turn it against them. We bait them at the gala. Draw them out. Chief Obi leaned forward. A trap, I like it. But we keep the children far away. Amara and Nkechi exchanged a glance. We'll be there, Amara said. The Foundation's our legacy too. We won't hide, Nkechi added. But Kamsi and Ades stay with trusted guards in a safe house. Tund nodded. Agreed. I'll coordinate with EFCC and my men. We'll have undercover agents in the crowd. Funmi, you monitor the dark web for any moves. As preparations began, tension gripped Lagos. Rumors swirled on X about a new threat to the Okoyes. A tabloid claimed the Shadow was a disgraced politician seeking revenge. Another said it was a foreign cartel eyeing Chief Obi's oil investments. The family ignored the noise, focusing on the gala. Amara and Nkechi designed the event's theme, kindness rising with white orchids, kente cloth drapes, and a juju band to honor their roots. The night of the gala arrived. The Echo Hotel's ballroom transformed into a vision of elegance. Amara, in a crimsonero and buba, and Nkechi, in emerald askwalk, greeted dignitaries with practiced smiles, their eyes scanning for danger. Chief Obi, regal in a black agbada with gold embroidery, gave a speech that hushed the room,